podcast 38, and today we are talking about positive self-talk. Why is that important?
Big topic.
Just give them a tease before we do our typical update, which we have some exciting
Why is self-talk important? Because, well, as humans, we're the only species that can talk, number one. And with that comes the magic power of getting you whatever you want. So just like imagine you really want a $5 million yacht. And imagine you want a house on the beach in Malibu. And then another house in Salt Lake City in Utah. And be able to travel on a private jet anywhere you want. And sit on a beach and write a book or share a story or just chill and just do whatever you want.
Right.
You can get there. You can have all of that through your magic power.
Right. And we're the only species that can do that.
That's it.
Dogs cannot talk their way into yachts and airplanes and living the life. So yeah. Again, and we live in such a negative, toxic, I can't, I won't, it's too hard, blah, blah, blah type stuff that we keep repeating ourselves. And that is the point of today is we're going to talk about what is self-talk, how to overcome it, some quick, how to be more mindful of it and catch yourself and change it, and just what it means to live in a positive world versus a negative world, right? I mean, that's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, we create our own world. Do you want to be living in hell or do you want to be living in heaven?
Exactly. And we'll get into that because how many times have we manifested things that we've talked positive about, whatever else?
Everything. And negative.
And negative. Is it? And that's the point. You talk negative and negative things happen. Oh, big surprise.
I think we were once experts in that field.
Experts. If you ever need expert advice on negative self-talk and negative things happening.
On how to get more of what you don't want. Then,
we are those guys also. So just quick updates that we want to share, A, with our clients and B, with other people that are in our community that follow us, etc. So thank you again for the support. But we launched two things in the last few weeks that we're really excited about. So one is the whole premise behind Zero Doubt Club is to be more than personal trainers, right? To really live the mind, body, soul, healthy lifestyle. It's not just about working out for an hour 3 times a week. That's the last thing we want anyone to ever think that that's what we're about. We're absolutely about creating this type of super important content about living healthier lives, happier lives, more authentic lives. And we've spent a lot of time. You see that we're spending a lot of time training and creating content and so on, but we are spending a lot of time on creating again, I don't want to say the word important. I mean, life versus death content on why stacking your chips on healthy behavior versus unhealthy behavior is so important to who you are as an individual, to everyone around you, to your how you're going to live your life, your quality of life. I mean, the list goes on. Your health, preventative health. The list goes on why you want to make that decision, and that's what it is at the beginning. To decide, you have to decide. I don't want to go down that road anymore. I want to go down this healthy road.
Yes, you have to decide and you have to be willing to make a few sacrifices, which is okay because at the end of the day, you get more of what you want anyways.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people talk about, oh, you've put so much work in, and it's, man, this life is so much calmer.
Doesn't it actually feel like less work, though?
It feels like less work. That was work. Living in a stress world,
like, and putting on that cover up that everything is okay to friends and family, that's work.
Illusion.
The illusion. Yeah, playing that role is work.
Bad dream, illusion. That's what all that stuff is, and that's why life flies by. when you stop and smell the roses and journal and meditate and work out and spend me time, life does slow down. This last year has been a pretty long year. I wouldn't say this last year flew by for me at all. I think it went exactly how it should have gone,
Yeah.
versus the last 20 that did fly by.
Right. In the fog.
In the fog, and in the illusion of I call it this again. Many miracles happened during those 20 years, but just
Eastern culture, they call it the Maya.
The what?
The Maya.
Explain
Maya,
that.
the illusion. That's what the illusion is. The mind creates, through what we're going to talk about with negative self-talk, this illusion.
Right. So that was a kind of long intro to what we've created. Is this really special proprietary binder that we've given out to all of our personal training clients, again, to share all the other positive, healthy behaviors that are so important to live that preventative, proactive, healthy life and be authentically happy. So items in the binder: breathing, meditating, journaling, active off days, nutrition, help me, Jim, what else? Stretching,
Meditation,
yoga,
working out, exercising, gratitude. A lot of the stuff that we talk about in our podcast.
Sure. A lot of it.
And especially now, because what we're doing is, go ahead, and you were going to say bundling it all up together to our clients.
Yeah. And why are we doing it? Because everyone, we always talk about the fact that all of our clients are super intelligent. Everyone we run into is super intelligent. But how do you help connect the dots? I do have time to work out, because if I make that time, I will sleep better, and I need better sleep. And when I work out, I'll eat better. I'll feel better. I'll be happier. I can get out of bed earlier. Like, all these things suddenly start connecting. Breathing. I get negative thoughts. I get stress. I can step away. I can breathe. I can clear my desk, put one thing out. I can do things that make me healthier, happier, and of course live longer, and the quality of life. So this binder helps connect all those dots. So this was the first week that we sent out to our clients the keys. We call them keys to life and keys to success. So we sent out on stress. So last week we did a podcast on stress. We sent that podcast to all our clients. Of course, we understand that that's public. We wrote a blog on stress, and we sent the keys, which is a little bit different than what our podcasts are and whatever else. Again, it helps connect why stress is important towards all the other keys. And it was a success. We sent it out. We got some quick responses, positive responses. So we're going to continue to do it and keep it as a weekly topic with our clients and talk to them more about it. So last week was stress. This week, positive self-talk. So that's the email that'll go out next week. We have some great content about gratitude and positive self-talk that we're going to share with them. But that's a big update for us, because we've been talking about it for a year. Good job. We launched.
Yeah, feels good.
The keys with our clients, which was a big deal. So again, we want to differentiate from other, personal trainers and so on to really to make a difference, to not just be, it's about the session, or it's about working out with us 2 times a week or 3 times. That's not what it's about. It's not. It's about transformation and results.
It's really about doing a few simple things consistently. That's
Yes.
really it. I mean, how many
really
things
is.
do you do on a consistent basis that got you here?
Yeah, very few.
Exactly.
Very few. Little micro decisions throughout the day. Again, awareness decisions. Man, it's a blessing.
And this is one of them.
this
Positive self-talk.
and it was early on for me too that we talked about this, and it was an absolute difference maker. And I caught myself so many times going, "There's the negative self-talk," and then flipping that switch, because that's the
Okay, so you want to jump into it because
No.
we just
I want to talk about one other thing.
save it for next week. Tease them
Okay, fine.
because we're still 2.5, 3 weeks away.
Fine,
Right?
fine.
So, but it's for more results. Our business is about results, and this thing that we're going to talk about next week will help get more results. So another tease. All right. So you talked about how in the beginning when you started, it was the self-talk, the positive self-talk was an important thing. It was like, so talk about that word.
Yeah. And again, it led to our name, the name of our company, because it's all about doubts. It's all about the negative self-talk. It's all about Eric, what's going to be different this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And deep down, day one, you're thinking there's no difference. I'm going to fail. I'm not going to probably make it. I'm not going to, like, you're hoping, but deep down, authentically, if you'd said, Eric, are you really going to lose 60, 70 pounds this time? Are you really going to cut bad habits, cut alcohol, eat right? No, my negative self-talk was so outrageous compared to this new inspiration. Even the decision, I was still steps away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes absolute sense.
What I'm saying? So, but yeah, just chipped away at it. And a week in and 3 pounds down and feeling like I'm getting stronger in the gym because now we're on the second or third rotation of doing chest and I can do more. And just those just a few weeks in, you're just like, wait, I'm gonna do this. I can do this. And you just start chipping away at this negative self-talk, and every time a negative self-talk would start creeping up, a month in, after understanding what this means and how important it is, and how, man, life or death, and again, that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of that negative self-talk of you're sick, you're bad behaviors, it's going to lead to death, it's going to lead to death, it's going to lead to death. Guess what was going to happen? It's going to lead to death.
Mm-hmm.
This new transformation, I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be fit, I'm going to eat right, guess what I'm doing? So yeah, of course you and I are both walking proof of the difference of living in a negative self-talk world versus living in a positive self-talk world, and what happened.
Yeah. No, man, it's life-changing. And you did a great job of explaining what is self-talk. It's these conversations that we're having with ourselves consistently, quiet, not necessarily speaking out loud. And it's the thoughts. We're having 70,000 thoughts a day. Again, I'm going to go back to this study done by Harvard, because when I heard it, it was like, boom. It was
Harvard, Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah,
Cleveland Clinic study about
70,000 thoughts a day, 80% are negative.
Well, I think the stat is 80 or 90% are repetitive. 80% of those repetitive thoughts are negative.
Yeah, no, I think actually it's 95% are repetitive.
Yeah,
crazy. And 80% of those are negative. Whatever the numbers are, they're just so one-sided that, of course. And why is that?
Big.
So why is that? Big. And when we really sit down and figure out why we're having these negative thoughts, that's like one of the first steps to having more positive thoughts.
Because we live in a negative world.
Well, yeah.
And it's always can't, won't, too hard, too much, too this, too that. We don't live in a positive world. We don't live in a grateful world. I mean, people don't walk around again, the only magical place is the metro parks. It feels like everyone there feels grateful and says hello and seems authentically happy, and because they're walking and breathing and oxygen and leaves, and everywhere else just feels negative and toxic and car horns and and cutting people off and yelling and all the what's it called, political stances, and it's just all so negative. And how do you remove yourself from it? Because again, it's not what's out there. What's out there is all negative. How do you become part of the 1% that's not in that negative, toxic world, and start separating yourself away from it, because it's not good for you? Right?
Yeah. Number one is you make the decision. Number two is you realize you can have that yacht. Maybe you don't want a yacht. Maybe you want something else, but you can have that, whatever you want, by practicing this every day. This is honestly probably number one or two. It doesn't matter. It made the top 5 of life-changing things that need to be done. And
but you go as far as yacht, but it could be, a more attainable goal. It should be a more attainable goal before it's the yacht. It should be, I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, right? I want to save X amount of dollars over the next year. I want a more honest, authentic relationship with my spouse or with my girlfriend. I want a better relationship with my kids. I want to work better. I want to put more time in. I want to put more time in myself. Those are all very attainable, positive, getting away from this negative, toxic world of, I don't have time, my job sucks, I don't have time to spend with my kids, and my kids are rude, and my wife's annoying and I don't get along with her. This is all the negative self-talk that creates that negative world, is the point.
Exactly.
Versus literally flipping the switch.
Yeah.
I will make time. I will work harder and be more engaged when I'm at work, so I don't have to work 10 shitty hours versus 8 amazing hours. I will work on a relationship with my wife or girlfriend. I will work on my relationship with my kids so they aren't annoying and whatever else. These are all decisions, quick, positive self-talk decisions. And again, we live in a world where you'll never necessarily be perfect at it, but progress is what you're looking for, right?
Progress is perfect.
Always progressing is perfect.
Exactly.
For sure. Being better today than you were yesterday is the goal.
By the way, saying that you're not perfect could be negative self-talk as well.
I agree.
We're all perfect. We're all the same. We all come from one.
We all come from one. We're all going to one. But I guess my point is the growth, right? The personal growth, the personal negative self-talk is personal death.
Mm-hmm. Boom. I like that.
Positive self-talk is personal
growth.
Life. Is life. Is growth. Is happiness.
You're accepting life. When you're thinking positive thoughts, you're accepting life. You're grateful for life.
Right.
And you get more of that in return. That's the thing, is like, this is all an energy field. So when you're spitting out this poison, you're going to get more poison back.
Exactly.
But when you're spitting out love and kindness and understanding that faith, right, trust, more comes your way. Yeah, and I mean, obviously I threw it out there, the big goal, the yacht and all that. But the reason why I did that is because you can have anything in between.
Right. So again, and by all means, dream big and get big. You get big things. You're never going to get a yacht unless you dream of it.
Right.
But at the same time, you wanna one step at a time. Get yourself out of negativity into positivity, and then get into huge picture, positive, big picture goals, etc. And again, I always talk about the ripple effect, or how you affect others. When you're negative, everyone around you seems negative. When you're positive, I see it every day too, and I feel it every day, and I surround myself with people every day that are more positive. It's toxic, the negativity. It's really toxic. When you're next to
it spreads fast.
It spreads fast, and it's draining.
That's the thing. Negativity, positivity spreads just as fast, but you get energy.
Yes.
You get energy. So why not take the energy to go do more of what you want?
Man, we've had some golden nuggets here already.
Yeah, we haven't even. The outline was like, okay, screw the outline. It's just because when you brought up your story, I know we had to get into it because it's life changing. I mean, it's life changing. How do you think Eric lost like 65 pounds? It's not just by dieting and working out. If he was still miserable and had negative thoughts, he might have only lost 30 pounds. If you want to lose a lot of weight, you fix this. You fix your mind, because then it fixes you on the cellular level. Everything starts working better. Everything, your gut, your brain, your heart, everything.
Perfect. All right, let's try to follow this outline a little bit, because there's a lot of good stuff here. We've literally followed zero script. Okay, so self-talk, we've talked about it. As opposed to some of the negative things, I'm not this, I am not this, I am this, right? So I'm so stupid. How many times really smart, intelligent, amazing people are like, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Well, guess what?
So let's talk about that. Why do we even say that? And if we realize where it comes from, then I think we become clearer and better at not doing that.
Where does it come from?
It just comes from childhood. It comes from beliefs that we made with ourselves at a young age. When, let's say, we failed a test and we said, oh my God, I'm so stupid. That kept rotating in the 95% of the same thoughts.
Right.
So we just get so used to, so trained.
Right.
That's it. You're not stupid.
Right.
If anything, you're getting wiser and smarter. So even when you make a mistake, and let's say you took a test and got a 6 out of a 10, that's okay. You're getting better. You're getting smarter. I'm going to do better next time.
Or self-doubt in career decisions, like they're an engineer, but so I'm just not an engineer. Or I'm a teacher. I'm not.
You can say I'm not an engineer right now, but you can say I'm not an engineer, but I'm an engineer right now, working my way to blank blank.
Right.
What do you want to be?
Right.
Whatever situation you're in, the 9-to-5 job you don't want to be in, if you approach it from the positive mindset and paint a picture of where you want to go, you will get to that destination faster in a positive mindset.
Vision creates reality.
Yes.
A couple other.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Well, let's quickly segue to that. Vision creates reality, 100%. No doubt. That's the self-talk. So when you're journaling and you're positively journaling and you're journaling about the things that you're grateful for and positive for, and yeah, of course you look at what I didn't do well that you want to do better. What I did do well, of course, that's the positive self-talk. What I need in my life, again, positive self-talk, because you're positively wishing it on yourself. Like those are some of the generic topics that you journal about, but I mean, you can journal about anything, but keeping it positive, keeping that vision positive and doable, and even beyond doable, that you're going towards it. You're going to go towards it. The universe is going to give it to you because you're giving it to the universe. And again, versus the opposite, just flip the switch negatively. What do you think is going to happen?
Exactly. So wherever you're at, if you want to speed up the process of where you want to go, but first of all, you have to get clear vision of where you want to go. When you mix in positivity in between, no matter what situation or circumstance you're in, you close that gap and you get to where you want to be.
Right on. Okay, so we've talked about some of the positive self-talk and what is self-talk, right? So we've talked about profession, we've talked about being smart, we've talked about, just in negative, maybe not even about yourself, but like, this is a waste of time, or I shouldn't. Again, flipping that switch, what can I learn from it? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What else is a positive self-talk as opposed to, this sucks, or this is a waste of time?
Well, and again, anytime that you say any of those negative things, you're just not agreeing with life in the present moment. Okay? So again, it's good to have a goal. And know that the whole thing in between where you are now and your goal is part of the journey. Right. And just accepting it.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay, so how to overcome negative self-talk and practice positive self-talk.
Yeah, there's habits. There's a lot of them, and you can Google a lot of this. These are some of our favorite ones. These are the ones that work, I think, the best, especially for me, and that's just being super, super, super aware of your thoughts.
Right.
Just monitor them. Just sit there and monitor them. And even when you're doing something, let's say you're writing something or you're on the phone, monitor your thoughts. You're still having these thoughts. And is it positive? Is it negative? Paying attention, being aware. That's the number one thing. I was watching this TED Talk. I think it was his name was like Anthony Medivere. Yeah, Anthony Medivere, and he said two questions you can ask yourself to help monitor your thoughts. Are these thoughts useful, and how do they behave?
Are these thoughts useful? Most thoughts aren't.
Well, but I mean, you can be having positive thoughts, and yeah.
No. I'm just saying most thoughts are not useful to anything, right? So how do we make thoughts useful, make sense, and then what?
How do they behave? For example, let's say you're having a thought that you're angry at someone. How do they behave? Well, do they run a story of anger and disappointment? And what do they do to your body? Do they get you red? Do they get you heated up? Are you your heart rate is racing? How do these thoughts behave? Pay attention to how they behave.
Oh my God, they're just it just snowballs into much bigger than anything ever was.
They created an illusion that's like, whoa. If you actually sit back from an observer, they'd be like, what's going on here? What's this guy thinking? He's lost his mind.
Nothing even going on.
This
guy's getting so upset over this guy, and they're both wrong. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Rubber band snap.
I never did this one. I thought it was just cool. I think didn't you do it or something? Oh, you did it for snacking.
When I was fasting and snacking. So my dad did it to quit smoking.
Yeah. So it works the same for thoughts.
It works the same for thoughts.
If you have a negative thought, snap the rubber band.
If you have fragile skin, don't do it. It's not.
We don't want anyone to get hurt.
We do not want anyone to get hurt.
It'll make you stronger.
But yeah, I mean, whatever it takes to understand not just your own thoughts, but your surroundings and who you're next to and their thoughts and what they say and how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel not good, get away from those thoughts. Or again, how do you flip the switch into something positive and maybe help that person? That person might be hurt or obviously in a bad situation. Or just mentally, just super negative. How do you help them is the thought, not how do I react in a more negative way to piss that person off even more. And it's just going to keep going around and around, and you're both going to sulk until something blows up. But how do you see something, think about it, internalize it, breathe, and figure out how to flip that switch into something positive?
Yeah. And most of the time, I mean, obviously when people flip out and say things that you don't like, they're really just having their own inner battle. It's nothing personal. So just being able to not taking anything too personal is going to help with, positive thoughts.
For sure. Especially when you have that confidence, you have zero doubt in life and everything is good and you're a happy, healthy, positive person. That's another big reason for this. What could ever hurt you?
Only you.
Only
you can hurt you.
Only you. So
this is the magic power.
So what's easier in life? I keep asking people. Everyone thinks this is hard. This is not hard. This is way easier than that. Than living in a negative, toxic world where you're living in this turmoil versus having that health and happiness and confidence and whatever else. Yes, there's some work, but A, I think you'll learn to love it, and B, it's again a lot easier than that.
It's more work not to do it. It's more work to sit in negativity.
Right.
In your own living health.
And be sick and not feel well and hard to get up and issues every time you you go for any length of a walk. Yeah. And die young. How about that as an issue? How about that as being hard? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we're back on the outline and just so switching the narrative we talked about. Instead of I'm a failure.
No, you just learned a lot from this one small little mistake you made.
Exactly. And they're all small mistakes.
They're all small mistakes.
If
you make a million little small mistakes and you're happy and have your dream house and all that, then were they even mistakes? Because you had to make them to get there.
Right. And again, it's switching that positive self-talk to not I'm a failure and I screwed this up and whatever else. But it led you to A, recognizing it, which is a big deal. And then B, learning from it and fixing it, moving forward and becoming a better person from it. If you keep making the same mistake, that's when you know you have an issue and you're not learning from it and you're getting worse and worse and worse.
Because you're probably actually beating yourself up.
You're just beating yourself up.
Playing the victim role. That's actually probably the way that we don't learn from our mistakes.
Right.
If you want to learn from any mistake, be grateful for it. I guarantee you'll learn from it.
Nice.
Right away.
Nice. That's good. Weave it into your routine. Talk about that.
I mean, again, we talk about there's a few simple things that we need to do on a daily basis. So you just do it. You're aware. You're aware in the morning. First thing that you wake up, you're aware. You can even journal in the morning. You can practice by writing positive things out in the morning. Gratitude.
I'm good enough.
Just
I'm
whatever.
great enough.
Yeah.
And gosh darn it.
Yes.
People like me.
Mm-hmm. Any
But
positive quotes, you can have positive quotes. We have positive quotes here. Inhale the future, exhale the past. Okay?
Just breathe.
Just breathe.
Be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Within the journey lies the joy. What's the other one?
You can, there's a lot of them. Right? You can write 3 simple things that you love about yourself every day. I mean, it boils down
Even
to...
if they repeat, it's okay. You don't have
matter.
to come up with 3 new ones every day. Just being in the mindset of being grateful for leaves and trees and oxygen and breathing and the sky and the sun and the weather and sometimes in Cleveland and of course your family and your friends and your career hopefully and there's so much to be grateful for if you really sat down. Again, we ask our clients to make their grateful lists, and they're always like, I can't think of 100. And then 10 minutes into it, 20 minutes into it, that page is full, and life is full of things to be grateful for. Food.
There's no better time in history than now to get more of what you want.
Right.
And to get it easier.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
Why now? What do you mean?
All
right
the
now?
information is out there. So let's talk about this. So Stephen Hawking, he proved that with the universe, all the information has always been there, and it's out there now.
Okay.
Past, present, future, it's all already there. Everything's been recorded.
Right.
So now, think about it. We have more access to this information.
Right.
We're listening to a podcast right now. We're on a podcast right now. Then we jump on our computer that's with us. We can Google anything we want.
Anything.
All the information is out there. So if we're grateful that we're living in the best time in history ever, then what is there truly to be negative about? No one's done it. No one has the opportunity to be happier faster than we do right now in history.
Right. Yeah, and again, they think it's hard.
But you gotta want it.
They think it's hard. They're overweight or their job sucks. They think it's hard, and staying where you're at is what's hard. That's what's hard.
Not moving, right?
Not moving in the right direction. Staying in a shitty job. Staying overweight, and it's hard for you to walk and tie your shoelaces. That's hard. That's hard. Don't tell us that coming to the gym and going for a walk and making some right decisions a few times a day and choosing the right meals and going to bed at an early time and not binge watch Netflix and doing some of the things that you know are not good for you. Don't tell me that's hard. Living how you're living in this negative, toxic world, that's what's hard.
Here's a good question. This just came to me. When you first wake up, ask yourself this question. When you first wake up, do I give up? Do I give up?
Why would someone ask that question?
Because if you don't give up in life,
yes,
then that should be enough motivation for you to be better that day.
Sure.
If you give up, then do the same thing that you did that kept you.
Do people feel like they've given up?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes people do, but that's just an illusion. Again, that's just because of getting beat up and beating themselves up for too many years for too long. But if you switch your perspective and you start practicing how you talk to yourself and start loving yourself, then you see there's so much more in the tank, and you can feel younger faster than you think you can, and you get back time, and you develop trust in the universe. You start connecting the dots.
Okay, so we wanted to not make this long. We can talk all day about this every day and so on. So again, weaving it into the routine, of course, a morning routine as you're brushing your teeth. Try to be positive. Read inspirational books. This was great. You came up with, setting daily reminders on your phone to remind you that you're doing a good job and to be happy or smile or take a couple deep breaths, etc. So just figure out, and again, if this is important to you, and I hope that it is, Google it, call us, text us. It's all out there. Again, the premise is how do you change from negative self-talk to being a positive person in your mind and being around positive people and giving off that ripple. Okay, last part of our topic, the health benefits.
Oh, I mean, there's study after study about these health benefits. This is the best part. And don't take, everything that we say for the truth. Do your own research.
Right.
Go ahead, Eric. I mean, all of this stuff I feel like has happened to me in my body. Better immune system, reduced inflammation and pain. Like I used to have pain. Like when I was playing poker and not happy, I used to have back pain, shoulder pain.
Sure.
Pain goes away. Reduced inflammation and pain.
It's a different pain.
Improves heart health. So heart health, I feel like when we're negative, we actually block our heart. Like there's an actual block in our heart.
Look, just there. We talked at the beginning about how the our keys book that we give our clients is you try to find the connections, right? So how do you connect it? We all know we need to eat better, be more positive, work out, exercise more, sleep well. We know that, but how is it interconnected? So positive self-talk is, okay, I'm going to eat better today, and that's what's going in my body. I'm going to exercise so I can feel good. You're saying it to yourself. Before you go to the gym, you're telling yourself you're going to the gym. Before you eat right, you're telling yourself to. So it all starts with positive self-talk.
Yeah, that's the intention. That's what creates
action. So of course there's all these positive benefits to your immune system and everything else because you're putting the right food in. You're putting healthy food in. You stress less, so of course it's going to be good for your heart. Like all this stuff is interconnected is the point. It's showing how to connect these dots that you knew this stuff. I don't care who's listening. You know all this stuff.
Everybody knows all this
It's
stuff.
How is it connected? So now you can see the importance of positive self-talk because if you're not going to negative self-talk your way into the gym or negative self-talk your way into eating right, etc. So of course
there might be a backdoor entrance. Someone coming in like, my hair.
Well, they might negative self-talk their way into the gym, but they're walking out very happy.
That's true.
It's definitely going to change, but well, again, that's part of it too. We didn't really talk about that, but how many people negative self-talk their way into the gym? Like, I gotta go, and they barely get the workout in. Versus the positive, like, I'm here to crush it. You
get to be here. You get to work on your health. You get to walk out of here feeling amazing instead of
again positive self-talk, gratefulness, exercise, eating right. All the stuff's interconnected. So it starts with positive self-talk, and that's what fixes your mental health, your happiness, your physical health, your stress, your health, your diet, your friendships, your everything.
Your life.
It fixes everything. It really does. So I don't know. I don't know who could listen to this and say, no, you know what, they're wrong.
It's not for me.
It's not for me. I just don't. So we wish everyone success in their journeys. We'd love to be part of it. We'd love to help.
Hit us up.
But definitely start with positive self-talk. Keep a journal. Be grateful. We were actually going to combine gratefulness and self-talk, and they're both such big topics on their own. We decided to separate it, although they overlap and everything's connected. But we'll have another podcast on gratefulness and so on. But again, everything we're saying, we're maybe summarizing and doing some of the initial research, but it's all on Google. And there's probably a TED Talk on it, and there's probably 1,000 videos on YouTube on it. And if it's important to you, you're going to make that positive self-talk decision of, I'm better than this, I want better than this, I'm going to go do it and get it done and be happy and be a ball of inspiration versus a ball of negativity. And if you've ever heard that from anyone or even think that, that's part of your negative self-thinking, and you even need it more. So that's it. We're 40 minutes in. Anything else, Jim?
No, it's great. And we do this because for ourselves too, because it's practice. It's positive self-talk practice. We're doing a talk about something that we are still doing ourselves. So this is how we got to approach all of life.
We're talking the talk, we're walking the walk.
All of life. That's it. It starts with you.
How do you start?
You just start.
Talking the talk and walking the walk.
You go.
Make the decision. Okay, guys. Peace.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Blessed. See ya.